Hello YouTube, this is Chris here from Home Services. Sorry it's been almost 2 months since I made a video. Like I've stated in multiple of my videos, I got a lot of stuff going on right now. Physical, medical, financial, still can't find a job. My wife's the only one working. I can't pay our bills. Welcome to the great state of California. And right now we're having to stay with my mother-in-law again. This is the third time we've had to stay with her to help her out. Because she has medical problems and she just got through with a foot surgery, so she can't be on her foot. She's on a boot. We have to stay with her for 6 weeks until she gets out of her boot. But the first time was a year, the second time was almost a year, and this time is a month and a half. So yeah, like I said, I apologize. But so, and I'm backlogged so much on videos, guys. You have no idea how backlogged I am on videos I got to get up. But today's video is just going to be a short and sweet video. I wanted to give you guys first an apology. It's been almost 2 months since I made a video, and if there's anybody, before I get on with the rest of this video, if there's anybody that wants to be on my channel, whether it meet me in person, obviously in a public area, because I know there's people out there that they don't like somebody, they'll try to swat them or hurt them or whatever. Swat them, if you don't know what that is, look it up, swatting. It's a police military thing where people call the cops on gamers and YouTubers and stuff like that and get them swatted. They dox them, they find out where they live and all that, they hack their stuff, and just, yeah, it's a bad deal. So, anyway, if anybody wants to be on my channel, let me know. I posted a poll a while back, and I want to say it was like 23% of the people that took the poll said they wanted to be on my channel as a guest. So if you want to be on my channel as a guest, or there's been some people that are fans of mine that wanted to do meetups, and they just had a bunch of stuff going on and they couldn't make it, a bunch of family problems. And if you're still watching my videos and stuff, you're still in my prayers. You know who you are. I was supposed to meet you at Food Max. That should tell you who you are. So anyway, one of the medical problems I've been having is me stopping breathing when I'm trying to sleep, and my heart feels like it's going to pound out on my chest. I've talked about that in some of my videos. So I finally did a sleep study. I finally got it set up and lined up and everything. It took months and months to get to my sleep study. Then they tried canceling it, so they wouldn't have enough techs and this and that one. It's only one tech. So it was on my birthday. I went, did the sleep study. That was horrible. They didn't get me in till 9:15. Didn't get me hooked up till, I want to say, 10:30ish, somewhere around there. And I've never been the kind of person that just goes to sleep right away. Never have been. It takes me an hour or so to fall asleep. And it's even worse now that I have these sleeping issues, where I'm stopping breathing in my sleep. Or not when I'm sleeping, when I'm trying to go to sleep. I'm right there at that threshold. So it's supposed to be what they call midnight switch or whatever, something like that. And what it is that you try to sleep normal with the machines all hooked on you, the wiring and all that. And then at midnight, they come in and they put I don't remember the name of the machine, but it's a CPAP and a BiPAP together. And with all the different sensors and stuff you have on you, and a lap band, the chest band that they put on you, it buckles on you. It's got sensors on it. It picks up your breathing. It goes right almost at your stomach, so it can pick up your stomach movement and your chest. And that tells the CPAP BiPAP machine, with all these different sensors and stuff and equipment, if it needs to be the change to the setting of CPAP or BiPAP, and it does it by itself automatically. And so she comes in probably, I want to say, close to 1 o'clock in the morning, and gets me all set up on it. Took a little while, got it all set up on me, And because I did not like that mask whatsoever, did I like that mask. And I think it's because when I was little, somebody broke into our ranch house, and when we were in Bakersfield visiting my grandma and doing laundry and grocery shopping and stuff, somebody had broke into our house, and which was very rare, very, very rare. Everybody knows everybody up there, and there's not a whole lot of crime. You would, it's a country setting. It's up in the mountains, a couple hours away from Bakersfield, up at Caliente area. So my dad brought me in, put me in my crib, and I remember this doily clown that I had hanging on my closet door. And I remember a guy standing over me, and he'd put his hand over my mouth to keep me from screaming. And it woke me up, completely woke me up, and I bit the guy's hand and screamed. And my dad come running in with his pistol to see what was going on, because I just don't scream like that for no reason. He wanted to make sure a snake didn't get in or something like that, or whatever, And so he comes running in, and as he's coming in my bedroom, he sees a guy leading out my bedroom window. And I think, I like wearing a mask when I'm working or something of that nature. It doesn't bother me. But I think it's something subconsciously in my brain that at night when I'm trying to sleep, that mask made me feel like that person had their hand on my face. And subconsciously, I think that's what it was. And so I had him take it off. I said, yeah, this is a no-go. You got to take this off. So they took it off. And then they tried using the pillow one, which just literally are not a pillow, but it's the pillow one's got the two little ones that go like in your nose holes, and then there's another one that literally just goes like around your nose, and that's the one I ended up going with that night. And so I usually, since I've been having these sleeping issues, especially, I don't go to sleep until I pass out, which is normally about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning from being overexhausted. Unless I drink alcohol, then, that pushes me past that point and I sleep just fine. My wife doesn't, before I started, I was having the issue sleeping. When I was asleep, I would snore really loud and wake up. My wife would wake me up, hey, you're not breathing. I know people say alcohol makes sleep apnea worse. With me, it's not. My wife doesn't wake me up saying, hey, you're not breathing, you're not this, you're not that. It literally helps me sleep. That's why I thought I had central sleep apnea. And I still do think I do have central sleep apnea, because you can have both. But anyway, so I finally pass out about 2 o'clock in the morning. And then she comes in at 5, wakes me up, starts unhooking me and everything else. My appointment was supposed to be tomorrow to go in and get looked at and go over the findings, but they went ahead because she's not going to be there tomorrow and called me today on the phone and talked to me about it. So apparently I have severe obstructive sleep apnea, but she said she noticed when she went over everything, because you get watched by a night vision video camera on top with audio and video, and then you. So they got that monitoring you, and you got monitoring your all the sensors that I said earlier at the beginning of the video. So she said she noticed I slept a lot on my side, and I said, yeah, I sleep a lot on my side and on my back. I do occasionally sleep on my stomach, and since I've been having these sleeping issues, one of the things that people say, when you have, even doctors, I've looked it up, researched it a lot, that if you have obstructive sleep apnea, sleeping on your stomach, your tongue can't fall backwards, and so it keeps you from not breathing in your sleep. It keeps you breathing. It don't make you stop breathing because it doesn't block out the airway. So I was confused. I was like, well, wait a minute, and I explained to her about, sometimes I sleep on my stomach and I still have these sleeping issues, and I'm not quite asleep yet. I'm almost asleep. And that's when it happens. And she said, I don't remember what she calls it, but there's a with your throat. And so what she's thinking is going on is not central sleep apnea, but obstructive. And what she says is most likely going on is what it looks like from all the data, When I got first of all, the CPAP was on me. It never switched to the BiPAP. It stayed on my CPAP. And she noticed my sleeping was a lot better than what it was before they put the CPAP on me. But what she thinks is going on is that when I'm almost asleep, my body's relaxing. And so even if I'm on my side or on my stomach, which would make my tongue fall forward, that my muscles in my neck are relaxed. And so my throat on the inside is closing off. And that's what's causing it. And if I'm on my back, even if I'm on my back, it may not necessarily still be my tongue, may not be the problem. It might be the inside of my throat pretty much collapses on itself. Sleep apnea, the reason I'm making this video is one, giving you guys letting you guys know what's going on, an update, because I did say I have these problems, certain things I've been telling you guys and posting it and in videos and stuff, and you guys are showing your concern and worry, and I greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much. But also, it's like a warning that if you feel like you have sleep apnea, you think you have sleep apnea, your partner wakes you up and tells you you're not breathing, your wife or your husband, or your children or whatever, they're like, Dad, you were snoring, or Mom, you were snoring and you stopped breathing, go get it checked out. I've got a playlist that I'm going to link in the description box of this video. Please go watch it and take it seriously. It's a very serious thing. People have died from a sleep apnea not being treated, because one, it's not good. I mean, you stop breathing, you can just not ever breathe again. But the main reason usually people die with sleep apnea is because of a heart attack. Because one, you're overworking your heart. Because what happens is that you're trying to breathe and you're not breathing, and you don't realize that you're not breathing. Even if, like in my case, I do know I'm not breathing, and I have to shake my foot and wake me up to snap me out of it, to completely wake me up. But your heart is trying to pump more blood that has oxygen in it through your body, because it realizes you need the air, you need the oxygen, and so it tries to pump more blood, give more blood to give more oxygen, and so it's overworking it, doing that, and then on top of that, it's after a while of not having oxygen, being oxygen deprived in your heart and your lungs and your brain and stuff like that, it damages it to the point it's just going to stop. So, like I said, this is very, very, very super important. I know it's not my normal topics that I talk about, but I do talk about my personal life on my channel here, especially if I feel like it's going to help somebody. That's the main reason. Usually when yes, I have posted videos about my problems I'm going through and needing help and stuff like that. But also on that back burner, it's also to help people. Because if I show that I'm keeping my faith in God and His Son Jesus and in the Bible and still having these issues and these problems, then somebody else having these problems or other problems isn't going to lose their faith. I had somebody comment to me not long ago, why we always get mocked and ridiculed and made fun of and threatened and all kind of stuff, and I explained to him in the comments that, the Bible says that we must go through trials and tribulations to enter the kingdom of heaven, Jesus said, because anybody can praise and worship God on the good days. But on the bad days, that's when it takes actual faith to praise and worship God, to say your prayers, to read the Bible, to street preach like I do, and so on. It takes a lot of faith to do that. And so if I can show that kind of faith, how my faith is, then that helps other people with their faith. And then, when I get out of that problem and my life betters, God blesses me, they be like, he didn't give up and he was going through all that, and that would have killed most other people or physically or mentally destroyed them or whatever. But he kept trucking through, and God took care of him and put him in a place, raised him up. That gives people the faith to do the same. And, in videos like today with my medical problems, that's because a lot of people that I've heard and listened to, and watched YouTube videos on and Google searched and stuff, they never took it serious. And some had heart attacks and survived and said, their doctors say, hey, you had a heart attack and died because of your sleep apnea. And, or and most didn't survive, but some have. And I don't want anything to happen to people, anybody, any of you guys. I don't. And so if I could share my story, or stories, but in this case story, of me getting diagnosed with sleep apnea, and I'll keep you informed when I get the machine and how it works. And the one they ordered for me is auto. I guess it's a newer one. They're auto, to where it automatically switches to pressure it determines you need by how you're breathing. If you're breathing shallow or deep or long or whatever, it adjusts that to pressure, so you don't have to sit there and manually mess with it every single night, trying to get it, or wake up and mess with it at nighttime and hopefully it gets better. It manually does it. I do a lot of camping. Me and my wife do. Haven't been in a little while, but we do a lot of camping. And so I was talking to the doctor about it, and I guess there's some really expensive things that the insurance companies don't cover. They don't even like covering the CPAP, or the BiPAPs, but because it's medical diagnosis, they cover it. But apparently the solar powered ones, there's battery operated ones that people get, that they have to pay for their own money out of their own pockets to go on camping trips, or because they travel a lot for work. They get these specific ones that have solar power or batteries that they can charge separately, like a camcorder or something. So, if that's one of the concerns of why you haven't went and did it yet, because you want one that's portable that you can take camping or road trips or whatever. Excuse me. They do have them. They're a bit pricey, a couple hundred to a few thousand, is what my doctor told me, but they are available. They are something you can purchase. But like I said, if you have any inkling, any at all, that you have sleep apnea, whether it be obstructive, it be central, it be both, it be the thing like I've got going on with my throat where it collapses on itself, which apparently is a rare one, but it does happen. I'll leave it to me to get the rare one. Central sleep apnea is another rare one, but it's not as rare as the one for your throat. And the main one is the tongue falling in the back of the throat, obstructive sleep apnea. But I've noticed that it's happening more and more. It used to be an older person thing, an older man or older woman, usually 50s, 60s or older. But now it's gotten more common to where it's happening in kids. And some of it has to do with weight. Some of it is because of the obesity problem we have in the United States. I believe a lot of this, as well as, just say sleep apnea, a lot of it is from the chemtrails. A lot of it is from the food that we eat that's unhealthy and, poisoned and stuff. Not just by the chemtrails, but by chemicals that they put in the food. Like one of them, when they package meat, I know growing up on a ranch that your meat, when it hits the air, it's supposed to turn brown very quickly, actually. But we've been so brainwashed and conditioned, most people, and I was for a while, even though I grew up on a ranch and knew better, that when you see meat brown, even though it's fresh, there's nothing wrong with it. Brown is bad. Brown meat is bad. And so what they do is I watched a documentary on it years ago, and what they do is they take a hose, they put the meat in the styrofoam, stick the hose in it, put the plastic over it, and they pump carbon monoxide in the meat, in the package, and that helps the meat stay pink. So you're pretty much marinating your meat. They're marinating your meat in poison. There's many different ways. Then you got your energy weapons and different things like that have been proven to be able to be like a MK Ultra thing, messing with your mind and your body, to a point of literally killing people, stopping their hearts and what have you. Then you got different medications. Don't even get me started on the jab. But, so I think there's a lot of different factors. And like me, I've never had a sleeping problem. I've had bouts of insomnia, but I've never had a sleep apnea, ever. And then all of a sudden, about a year ago, out of nowhere, just bam, I just couldn't. The night before, I was fine. That next day, I couldn't even take a nap. I couldn't sleep at night without stopping breathing, just overnight. Prior to that, my wife had woke me up, not every single night, but a couple different times. She shake me, wake me up, babe, you stop breathing. You were snoring really loud, stop breathing. But this has become overnight, an every night ordeal, or every day if I try to take a nap. So the moral of the story is here, one, I got obstructive sleep apnea, but so please keep us in your prayers for that, and financial and all that. But if you, like I said, if you think you have it, any inkling at all that you think you may have it, any kind of the different sleep apneas that I spoke of, go get it looked at. Yes, it sucks, but they've got home ones now too. You know, where I went, I didn't know that they had a home one. Yes, they got more equipment at the place to where they could do a little bit more deeper dive into it. And then you got somebody monitoring you as being videoed. So, you know, I got restless leg syndrome, and she pointed that out, that my leg was jerking really bad that night. I said, yeah, it happens to me a lot. She goes, that can contribute to this. So, but that's also available. I would rather have a home test and you do it, you send it back into them, they look at the information and determine whether you have sleep apnea. I'd rather have somebody do that, or me if I had to do that, than not get looked at all and end up destroying your body and worse, killing you. So please, if you think you have it, go get it checked out. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and leave it there because we're already looking at 21 minutes and I need to get back to my mother-in-law's. If you're not, I know you don't have to, but if you can afford to do it, even just $1, you know, I got almost a 9,000 PG&E bill, $9,000 PG&E bill we have, not counting any other bill that we can't afford to pay. Things are just outrageously priced here: food, rent, utilities. Minimum wage just went up to 20%, or $20 an hour. And a lot of places here in California are firing any minimum wage, are firing people. Because Gavin Newsom signed, if you have 60 employees or more, that you're bound to pay them $20 an hour. So, a lot of fast food restaurants are firing people, and they won't hire me because I got too much plumbing experience. So, and no plumbing companies are hiring here where I live. Long story short. So we're needing to get out of California, but we have a few loose ends we have to tie up, like I've stated in other videos. Some legal issues we're dealing with. And then financially, to be able to afford to get all of our stuff in a rental truck, move it, have a place there when we get there, and unload everything and all that. We have to be able to afford that as well. So keep us in your prayers on that. But if you can afford to give even just $1, it would greatly help. It really, really would. And no, I'm not begging. I'm not, you know, I get that all the time. I post things for asking for help, and people, one person is specifically laughs and thinks it's funny and makes all kinds of rude, disrespectful comments. But I bet that person, when they need help, or those people, when they need help, they got their hand out asking friends and family and on their media and stuff like that. But don't dare let anybody else do it. And those kind of people, to me, one, are greedy. They don't want to share the wealth with anybody else, as the saying goes. They want all of it to themselves, and if somebody else is getting help, then they can't get the help themselves. You know, so like I said, if you don't, that's fine. But if you can, even just spare $1, it's greatly appreciated. My PayPal link is in my About Me section. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there. Use all the links in the About Me section. Rate, comment, subscribe. Much love. God bless. And I will try not to take so long on the next video. I'll try to get on a better upload schedule and a more frequent upload schedule. Please go watch my other videos that I've made, my older ones. One, because there's some good content there. But two, because YouTube is taking my videos down more and more and more, where they're deleting them. So I've got them backed up and saved on flash drives. But even those are disappearing, like I've said in other videos, of a Mandela effect. But so yeah, go watch those other videos to hold you by. But yeah, so let me go ahead and finish my outro now. Use all the links in the About Me section. Rate, comment, subscribe. Much love. God bless. And I'll see you on the next one.